Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome to Guardian Galore, and this Guardian Galore will take a look at Khepri. So for everyone that's not familiar with Guardian Galore, it's a series of which I go over all the abilities on a specific god, and I will take a look at his build, how to play him, etc, etc. So I've done for other roles as well. I have done it for the warriors already. I've done it for a lot of the mages. Only Aphrodite left to go. Really need to get going to that. I did it for a couple of hunters as well and assassins, so kind of need to round it out. But the guardians have not been covered that much. So let's just take a look at the guardian we are covering today, and that is Khepri. This is definitely the best time to take a look at him because I got that awesome lobster skin. It's just amazing. If you know, I also have the cutesy lobster icon, which I love as well. Look at that butter on his back. It's amazing. Okay, so let's start off with his passive. As you can see above my portrait, you see a kind of a meter going up into a little ball, and once it's filled up, the wings kind of sparkle a bit, and you see a small, slight AoE blue thing going away from me, if you look carefully. This is a shield that I grant to myself as well as to teammates, and this shield will give you passive shield for 15 seconds. It provides you 2% of your maximum HP as a shield, so if you have more HP your shield will be bigger as well, and this stacks up to 5 times. So if you're grouped up, it will, after being stacked up entirely, you'll have 10% additional maximum health, which is very good. And as you can see, it charges up in roughly 5 seconds. So in 5, I think it's actually 6 seconds, you will charge up your passive, make a shield for your teammates, for yourself. It is decent. It kind of prevents a decent amount of poke that you would have gotten if you weren't shielded, and it can allow you to play a little bit more aggressive. Okay, his first ability is called Abduct. You will dash forward. If you if you hit minions, you will just dash through them and deal damage. And if you hit a god, you will pull them for a duration. This duration is increased while you level up your 1, but the duration at rank 1 is 1.5 seconds, up to a maximum of 1.9 seconds. So you will pull them very slowly backwards. You can kind of wiggle your way, but it's not very precise. You can't really change your angle at which you pull them very quickly. Also, very important to note, they can still attack you while they are being pulled. They can still use their basic attacks. They just can't use any of their abilities. They are silenced for the duration, but they can still use basic attacks. This is very important, especially if you pull a hunter, a Kali. If you're low on HP and you pull them, they will just shoot you, basic attack you. They will just kill you if you're not careful enough. It is a decent setup. It's good for peeling. It's not the best initiation, to be honest, because it kind of puts Khepri in an awkward spot as well. He can't do anything while he's pulling someone. You can cancel it prematurely, which is also something that you can do. And can we get him? Does look like the Ravana is able to secure the honor. So this time it definitely worked out. The Abduct got followed up by Emir as well as the rest of my team. Nice. Okay, so his second ability is the one I'm maxing out first. I think that's probably the best thing you can go for. His second ability is a ball you fire. It's a quite slow moving projectile. It's pretty decent in size. And if an enemy is hit, they will have their protections reduced. They will have a protection debuff of 5 up to a maximum of 25%. So it's a very good amount of healing, not healing, protection reduction. Also, if you hit teammates with it, they will get a damage reduction for the duration of 10 up to a maximum of 30% damage reduction. So that's an awful lot. You can avoid a lot of the burst damage with it, but it only lasts for 3 seconds. So it's not a very long buff. If you hit an enemy with it, or minions as well, you will also damage them for the duration. You will damage them every 0.3 seconds for the 3 seconds. So you'll basically hit them for 10 ticks in total. It doesn't do a lot of damage, as you can see, only 14 per tick, which results in a total damage of 140. It's not an awful lot. It is decent on the wave clear, but it's just not. Khepri is probably the not probably, he is the weakest god in Smite. He has the least amount of damage and the least amount of damage capability. So keep that in mind. He's the pinnacle of support. He has nothing else than support abilities, and that's all he does. Let's continue with his support abilities, I guess. His third ability is a root. You will have a little bit of a cast time and you can use it from a distance. This will root enemies that are hit and also damaging them. As you can see, hitting the enemy Kumbhakana with it. Pretty decent. The root lasts for 1.3 seconds at rank 1 up to a maximum of 1.7. 1.7, it's pretty decent. His CCs aren't the longest, aren't the most reliable. I mean, his one has travel time on it, but as you can see, you can combine it very well with your 3. If you use your 3 to root them, if you hit that and they don't have an escape ability, you can confirm your 1 guaranteed, so you can CC them for a very, very good amount of time. Definitely very powerful. So, that is all his setup. His final ability is what makes Khepri probably the most annoying god to deal with if you play against a good Khepri, and probably your best teammate if he is in your team. If he does his ultimate well, he will be insanely important in a team fight, because you will basically have another god in your team. So what does it do? First off, if you use your ultimate, you can use it on a teammate or on yourself. Only on gods. If you use your ultimate, the teammate or yourself will be cleansed from CCs immediately. So you can't use it on yourself if you're CC'd, of course, but if someone else is CC'd, you can use it. It will cleanse all the CCs immediately. You can get CC'd afterwards, but the CCs you had on you will be removed immediately. Okay. What does it do except that? It will also provide slow immunity for the duration. It will also provide you with, which is very important, it provides you with movement speed, 20% at rank 1 up to a maximum of 40% at maximum rank. It does not stop there, it's just very good already. It's good for saving someone from a big CC, giving them movement speeds from slows. Just a very good ability to all around save someone. That's also why you keep me holding on to it. When a teammate is very low, I would use it on it, because the final and most important part of his ultimate is that you will actually revive someone if they would have died in the duration of your ultimate. So, let's just paint a picture. The enemy, Vulcan, uses his ultimate on a very low teammate of mine, for instance Kukulkan, is not linked by the Aphrodite. Aphrodite is nowhere near. He is definitely going to die. I use my ultimate, he survives, because if he would have died, the ultimate will proc. It will kind of transform him into a ball. This ball travels towards me, and when he reaches me, he is revived with 25 up to a maximum of 40% HP, depending on the rank of your ultimate. So it's a very good tool to peel someone out, and it's just an overall very good tool to kind of boost someone if they are able to kind of destroy your enemy team. For instance, if you have a Kali on your team, she's just extremely fat. She's almost on virtue of dying, or she's CC'd for a very long time while she has the opportunity to kill the entire team. Use it, she gets additional movement speed, immunity to slows. If she dies, she can just return. It's just a very good ability. She can just play aggressive the way she wants it, because she can't die. But beware, the duration, if it's over, you will still die. You won't have had any use of the reviving part of the ultimate. So definitely take that into consideration. The ultimate lasts for 5 seconds, which is pretty good. To be honest, 5 seconds of do what the hell you want. But if they do not kill you, then you will have a troubling time if you're still in between them. So if you're Khepri, either use it very early so they have the immunity to slows, the additional movement speed, as well as just the CC removal. Or use it very late, where you can guarantee that revive, saving someone instantly. It's extremely powerful. You'll have your teammate back again. You can heal up, you can return to base, you can do a lot of things with it, but his life will be saved. Okay, so that's his kit. Very powerful. He's not the best engager. His setup isn't that great. He has 2 abilities for CCs. He has the root as well as the one that can pull. It doesn't get you to a great distance to pull because it doesn't last as long. You move backwards, which is kind of slow, but it can be used to set up pretty nicely. But in an entire team fight, 5 on 5, it's just not a good engagement because you will be blown up instantly by the enemy team. As you can see, I used it here to make sure he was still inside the range from the Mir ultimate. Kokolka was able to secure it, but otherwise the Mir ultimate would have guaranteed it. It's just a very good ability. For things like that, maybe I can get the kill on the Freya, can I? Yes, I can. The 2 is enough damage. It doesn't do an insane amount of damage, but it does do some damage. Okay. For Khepri, I like to put my points into my 2 first. For this damage reduction on your team as well as the protection debuff on the enemies. Also, it is the best wave clear and probably your best damaging ability. So overall, it's probably your best bet. As you can see, again engaging with that root, securing the kill. And Ra will die. I'm quite slow, but I'm definitely going to be able to get away. And we will be able to secure that kill. Actually, 2 of them, which is not bad. Okay. I also put as many points as I can into my crap. I didn't know where it was going to land. Was in the middle of it. Couldn't get out. Didn't have my dash. That's unfortunate. My ultimate was down. Otherwise I could have used it on my own. Or on myself. Probably would not have done that. Because I have a lot of gold and it's definitely good for me to invest it at this moment. Okay, so I tried to put as many points in my ultimate because the amount of HP you revive with is just very good. And it provides more movement speed, so I think it's always great to put more points into your ultimate. Especially if you're not able to retreat to a tower or to the base. After someone gets revived, he will be revived with more health, allowing him to fight back better. Okay, after that I leveled up my 3. It's kind of what you would like. The 3 is more of a better... the 3 and the 1 both don't get an insane amount of increase in duration. Both only 0.1 seconds on their CC. While you put a point into it. So if you put a point into your 3 or in your 1, you will only have 0.1 second increase in your CC, which is either the pull or either the root. I figured I go for the root because root can hit multiple targets. It's easier to do, it's a lot more safe, especially in assault, decently important. And my 1 is more aggressive. It's an option. It's whatever. It's preference. I think both are fine. Looks like Aphrodite's maybe fine, as you can see, reviving at the last moment, making sure that she gets the revive. Use my curse to make sure that we can deal some damage. Can I root him? I don't think I'll be able to save the Aphrodite, so I'll just try to kill the Ra. Not enough. His Sanctuary is enough to secure this, and I definitely need to get out. I don't have any means of either anyway killing the tower or whatnot. As you can see, the Honor just continued attacking while I used my 1. I did pull him inside tower range, so it can be used for that. But it's quite risky, especially with Freya as well. You can see, I immediately release her. I use it for the kinda CC or the unexpected, but she can still a basic attack, so it's no real use. I don't think I would have been able to get away anyway. Just a little bit too much damage on them, but I guess it's fine. I picked up 2 actives, 2 relics, so to speak. I picked up Shell first. I feel like the enemy team has a lot of burst. What you want to do with relics and items is always try to counter your enemies and try to build for your team. Shell is definitely a counter for the enemies. They have a lot of burst. Ra Snipe, Vulcan's ultimate or just damage. Freya has a lot of burst. Honor has a lot of burst. Shell will help a lot with that, providing protections and damage reduction on my team even more. With my 3 in addition, it's just an insane amount of damage reduction. 45 in total. It's nuts. It's insane how much damage reduction you can get out of it. Okay, I picked up the I picked up the curse to deal with the healer. They have a healer, they have the Ra. They also have a lot of gods that don't have any mobility abilities. Vulcan only has the backfire, Freya only has an ultimate, Ra only has his passive, but if he's cursed, he's slowed, so it makes things more difficult for him. So those are the reasons why I went for the relic. Sovereignty is the main reason, because in Assault, Sovereignty start is probably the best thing you can go for, especially if you have another Guardian in your team. Get Sovereignty, get Heart, but you will have mana, you will have Sustain. It's the best thing you can do. If you only have one Guardian, only one that really wants to build defense. If it's a healer match, pick the Hardware. If it's not, then pick the Sovereignty. Unless, of course, they are all magical or something like that. It's all situational. This enemy team is pretty much focused on the magical damage. So getting more magical protection is definitely better. But Sof for my team is not the worst thing, especially for diving towers. Not in range to use my curse. Kind of looking for the Ra. If he stays too close, I can get him. I didn't want to grab the Kumba. I wanted to dash forward, use my 3 on the Ra, move closer, use my curse. Maybe I can kill him. And I do a decent amount of damage with my 2. As you can see, awkward pull, but Kokoken will secure that kill. And you can't turn, like I said, you can't turn very quickly with your 1. So take that into consideration. Kumba's still behind us. We can just ignore him. It's pretty difficult to lock him down if we all want to focus him, especially since we're all close ranged pretty much. So we can just ignore him until he doesn't ignore us anymore, and then we can just go on him. But for now, let's focus the Phoenix. Looks like Kumba is here. Let's give him some damage reduction, ultimate just in case. He is focused by the honor. Barely surviving, not because of my ultimate. Should not have used it this soon. Probably should have waited for the honor to ult. And as you saw there, I missed my abduct, and that's a very risky position. You use your escape to engage. You missed, especially in Phoenix. As you saw, I died immediately. So it is risky if you don't have the secured pull, because it will put you in a more awkward spot. Something like Sobek Pluck. If you miss Sobek Pluck, you know, if you had it, it's just rest in pieces. Nice snipe. That barely hit. Actually didn't even look like it hit. Oh well. Aphrodite only had HP for 1 basic anyway, so I don't know. Okay. So now continuing with the build. I went to soft because we have the hardwood on the Ymir. After that I went for boots because I feel like the mobility is very important, especially if I want to engage. The cooldown reduction on it is very important. Cooldown is probably the most important thing for the Khepri, because all of his abilities are utility based, and with more cooldown you will be able to get it out more often. Also, that's why I went for the Genji's guard. It provides me magical protection, 80 in total, 10% cooldown reduction, which is definitely not bad. It provides me cooldown reduction when I get hit by magical abilities, so that's also very good for us. It reduces it by 2 seconds, so that can be very useful in dire situations. I feel like it's overall a good item, also providing me some mana per 5. So overall a good item here to pick up, especially against 4 mages, just a lot of magical protection, etc, etc. Fourth item is the Spirit Rope. Spirit Rope because they have a good amount of CCs. The Kumba is very annoying. The Honor is very annoying. They have the Vulcan Meatball as well. Whoop from the Freya. They have a lot of CCs. With the Spirit Rope, I kind of reduce the damage I take when I am CC'd. This will help me and allow me to kind of engage a little bit more safely. Because every time I get hit by CC, when I engage, I will have the damage reduction on me. It also provides 10% cooldown reduction. I could also have gone for Mantle of Discord. I don't feel like Mantle of Discord is that necessary. But the cooldown reduction, it's only 5% more. It's not worth it for the amount of additional gold it costs. And I didn't have enough gold, that's also, I think, at least. I don't know. Okay, the last item, well, the one I'm building in now is the... well, you can have 2 choices. You can go for the Throwing Dagger, or you can go for the Winged Blade, both of which are very good options. They have a decent amount of slows. They have the Kuma, when the mass breaks it slows. They have the Freya with the slow on the pulse. Ra has a slow, Honor has a slow. A lot of slows on the opponent's side. But you can also go for the other one, the Throwing Dagger. Is it Throwing Dagger? It's actually not Throwing Dagger. I forgot the name again. The one that increases the amount of, well, the duration of your actives. I'll put it above here so you can take a look at it, because I forget the name every single time. But it's a good item as well, especially with the actives I picked. I picked up a curse as well as a shell, both of which are duration based. So the shell lasts for a specific time, as well as the curse lasts for a specific time. With that increased time on that item, I will have an easier time, well, using my actives effective. Nice ultimate by the Freya will secure at least a bit of distance, but definitely not getting away, as you can see. And I use my 2 to kind of deter some damage on the Ravana. It's just a very good item ability overall to get. I think we will be able to pick up this victory. I hope you guys enjoyed and kind of got a feel for how he plays. This match wasn't as much of me using my ultimate as I kind of wished for, but I still hope you kind of got a good feeling for how he works. Let's give them a GG in the face and let's see what we have done and let's discuss it in general. Just make a quick summary. Okay, so nice dance as well, but that's just Khepri in general. Okay, as you can see, not an awful lot of damage, considerable, especially if you look at the Aphrodite and Ravana, did about the same damage. It's not bad as Khepri. Only my 2 does the most damage, but it's quite safe to use if you hit multiple targets. It can stack up, but they have a healer, so it's kind of fake damage, to be honest. Okay, so a quick summary of his abilities. His 1 has a pull, can still be auto-attacked while he is pulling someone. It silences for the duration. You can cancel it. His 2 will reduce the damage received by your teammates if you hit them with it for 3 seconds, 10 up to 30%. Enemies hit will have their protections reduced by 5 up to 25% for the duration, and it deals damage over time. His 3rd ability is a root. It roots for 1.3 up to 1.7 seconds. It's pretty decent. It has a little delay. It's not bad. His ultimate cleanses CCs, makes you immune to slows, gives you movement speed 20 up to 40% maximum. And if you would have died in the duration of the 5 seconds the ultimate lasts, you will be revived at Khepri's location with 25 up to 40% of your health. So overall, a very strong kit, very good Guardian, very good support, all about the support, very good at allowing your teammates to get away with things that usually are not viable. Like for instance, going very deep for the kills in towers. It's usually not worth it because you will die as well, but Khepri is a kind of jail out of free, get out of jail free guard. I don't know this. Oh well. You'll be able to get out freely. Also, it's just, well, an annoying ability to deal with. You can use it over walls, pretty important. For instance, if you're playing Conquest, if someone is diving and they don't see you, you can just use your ultimate over the wall, get them out of trouble. It's very good. Hope you guys learned something about Khepri. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let me know. And as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.